Hello everyone, MUFS here to welcome you to the 123rd episode of Starfield. In the last episode, we came over here in Titan, and it seems like this woman, Dr.
The medical
Juliana
assistant?
Lakota, has something to do with my mission. Let's talk to her.
If you take one of those stupid tours, make sure to follow the rules. They're for your own safety and my sanity.
You really don't seem to like the tourists.
I don't. They make a mockery of New Homestead culture. And on top of it, they're reckless. It's like I said before, I feel like I'm treating them more often than our own people.
It must keep you busy, but what's so bad about that?
The problem is that most of the tourists' injuries are from preventable accidents. Things our people know how to avoid. And often I have to take care of them first because they can't leave with their injuries, so I have to put off seeing my regular patients. So not only am I working extra hard for people who have little respect for me, it comes at the expense of our own.
Sounds frustrating. I wish there was something I could do.
Actually, maybe there is. I have an idea that may be best suited for someone relatively unknown, instead of myself. I've got a mountain of work and a reputation to maintain. So I bought a realistic monster costume. The plan was to wear it, scare tourists away, and start a rumor about terrible creatures living on Titan. I figure that once word gets around, tourism will take enough of a dive to give me some relief.
Sounds ridiculous. Do you really think that it'll work?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't have any other ideas. The tourism board flat out won't help me, and I don't have money in the budget to hire additional help. And you know these tourists will believe anything they see and hear. I think it's worth a shot. Worst case scenario, I'm back to square one.
Now that just sounds fun. I don't care if it works, I'll do it anyway.
That's the spirit. To be honest, I'm not sure it'll work either, but I feel like there's no harm in trying.
Sure.
Here's the costume. I think this will work best on the surface, so just find a group and run up to them, acting like a convincing alien monster. With any luck, they'll run screaming and book the next flight out of here.
Sure. Let's set this mission active. And okay, before that there was another thing. This one, I believe. Speak with Joyce. Yeah, let's do this one as well. And
Hi there.
hi.
Always nice to see a new face.
Sure. Hey,
Some of the locals dislike tourists, but I love learning new insights from them.
sure.
Oh, hello there. Are you here about the brownouts? That's usually the only reason people come up here to talk to me, since I'm the power system manager here.
Brownouts?
Yes, the power shortages we're experiencing. Haven't you seen the flickering lights? This equipment is all very old, and the protections against the cold have worn down, so now, brownouts, all the time. And I get to deal with it. Hooray for me.
You're in charge of all the power here. Get it? Church?
Oh. Yep, I get it all right. Yes, I'm in charge of the electrical power here. We generate a lot of wind-based power here on Titan, which is my specialty, so I was tapped to help navigate all the unique challenges we face here. Shocking, I know.
Yeah, shocking. No, but that sounds like a problem.
You have no idea. Worse, I'm stuck up here overseeing the whole system, and we don't currently have anyone available to go out there and take care of the problem.
How does New Homestead gets its electrical power?
Did you see those huge wind turbines out there on your way in?
Yeah.
They're our primary source of power generation. Titan's strong winds provide an almost constant source of power, as long as we can keep the machinery from icing over.
What's it like working on the surface of Titan?
Well, I just started this job a few months ago, but I'm loving it, despite all the small frustrations of working on ancient equipment. I came here as a child and did one of the tours. I loved it so much, I jumped at the chance to come back after finishing my studies in energy science. I know it may sound unusual, but I knew what I was getting into with Titan's harsh surface. The challenge is actually one of the things that attracted me to the job.
So you're not originally from New Homestead?
No, New Atlantis, born and raised. It's okay though. I've always liked this quaint little moon. Not that it's actually that little as far as moons go. The people here were a little wary of someone coming in from the outside, but once I changed my name in accordance with their local customs, it went a long way to build trust. And that was fine by me. I feel proud, taking on the name of the Earth City my family came from many, many years ago.
Maybe there's something I can do to help with the brownouts.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'm a little new to the job, and I'll admit I'm struggling a little bit. I could use some help.
So, what are you struggling with?
So I really want to impress everyone and show them I can handle this. But the power equipment is ancient and in need of replacement, if I'm being honest. We just don't have the money in the budget right now to do it. The previous technician was adamant that it was better to repair than replace. So he never submitted any replacement plans for budget considerations. We have to wait for next year.
Just tell me what you need.
I could use someone who's handy with a laser cutter to break up the ice that's formed on some of the power system machinery out there. That should clear up the shorts we've been experiencing and stop the brownouts. Does that sound like something you can do?
Well, I was a miner. Ah, sure, no problem at all. As a former miner, I know my way around a cutter.
Oh, thank you. I guess I'm lucky you showed up then.
Yep.
Just be careful not to hurt yourself or the equipment. I'll continue to monitor things from here.
Personal log.
Hi. Me? I guess? My therapist told me I should try recording notes to myself as a way to, cope with this drastic life change. I guess the goal is to look back on it later and see progress. Anyway, I've been living here in New Homestead for, 3 months now? And it hasn't been easy. The locals are a little wary of people coming in from the outside, but they know they need me here because their previous power systems manager died unexpectedly.
Uh-oh.
Got stuck out in the cold with a suit puncture. Alcohol may have been involved. Remind me not to make that same mistake. Where was I? So, I decided to go all in and change my family name to show these people I'm serious about their home. It's caused some drama with my parents, but ultimately, they understand. And to be honest, I kind of like it. I've always loved the history of this place, from its inception as an outpost searching for life, to researching how to build colonies on harsh worlds, and now as a living history museum. It's really... crap. The lights are struggling to stay on again. Well, back to fixing this place. Talk to you, me, later.
I'm gonna do that. Equipment review. Wind turbines continue to ice up there, the originals, and this being New Homestead and all. It seems fitting to keep them that way. Recommendation is to keep administering repairs. Replacing them, while sensible, is both costly and diminishes the classic appeal of New Homestead. As such, I will decline sending a proposal to the appropriate parties at the UCA Energy Department. Bogdan Breda, Chief Power Technician.
Careful not to damage the equipment with the cutter while you're working.
Yeah, I
We
will
don't
not.
need any more problems.
I will not be sure about that.
Enjoy your visit here.
Hello.
Hello. Let's clear the ice deposits. Okay, let's clear it out. Well, one down, 4 to go. Let's start with the ones near to us, or let me go. Let me go far ahead and yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna do one thing before returning to Joyce. Joyce Osaka, right? Let me come on. Monster costume. That should be good. Scare the tourist. How do I look? OMG. Let me do one thing. Scare the tourist. I have to go outside. Should have known. Oh, I cannot use the jetpack with this. get you! Rawr, rawr, rawr. Run away! Next bunch of tourists. Let's hope they are outside. Nope, they're inside. This is fun. Seriously. I mean, seriously, man.
Feel free to look around, but don't touch.
Okay. Sounded like Trevor. Just don't shoot me. Oh, I'll have to return to Gulianas. Let me. This looks cool though. Yeah, I don't need chameleon anymore.
Ah, to lay eyes on.
Hey,
I'll treat. Did you scare off those tourists yet?
where'd you get a costume like that anyway?
I bought it from a private seller. They said they got it from someone who wore it in a secondary school as their sports team mascot. I guess it was supposed to be a tardigrade or something. Anyway, the person I bought it from modified it a bit so they could use it in an independent movie they were making. But I guess that went nowhere, so they had to sell it. Lucky me, I suppose.
I scared off some tourists for you.
See, sometimes silly ideas are worth the effort. I'm just happy I was able to find someone willing to help with this ridiculous idea. Tell you what, if you want to come back later and do this for me a couple more times, I'll even let you keep the costume.
Sure. I'll try to keep that in mind. Yeah. Kelton later. And let me talk with Joyce. Yeah! Yeah. I was having the energy as well with the costume. Let me try to remember my path to Joyce.
It's a little weird that people come here to see what early college.
Welcome to New Homestead.
How's it going out there with the ice?
Yeah,
I'm really glad you're helping us out.
the ice is all cleared up.
Good work. I should be able to take it from here. Thanks. I hope this lasts a little longer than last time.
Sure. Okay. Kelton later. These three I won't be able to do. Speak with Luther. Let's talk with Luther. Where's Luther?
Boy, am I glad
Hey,
they have
Luther.
chunks here.
Hello there. Welcome to the new Homestead Chunks. We've got all your Chunks' favorites. Well, almost all of them. Sadly, we're out of the special sauce. I know. But everything else is still that great Chunks food you know and love. So, what can I do for you?
You really seem to love chunks, huh?
You know I do. And what's not to love? It's delicious, nutritious, easy, fast, inexpensive. It sure makes my hungry belly sing for joy.
Sing for joy.
My wife thinks I eat too much Chunks food, but I just can't help myself. It's so good.
I can see. New Homestead, all about authentic living history. What's Chunks doing here?
Well, people gotta eat, you know?
Yeah.
But seriously, I think we're just starting to get with the times a little. And I can't think of a better restaurant than Chunks to usher that in. I think corporate just saw New Homestead as an untapped market. Yeah, the locals may not eat it, but the tourists love having a taste of home.
Your wife owns the Brown Horse Tavern. How could you work for the competition?
Oh, it's all good. Chunks pays me pretty well. And between you and me, Anya's doing all right herself. Plus, we got this plan, you know? We want to see if we can introduce some of Anya's famous cooking to the Chunks lineup and pitch it to corporate. Imagine, Anya's delicious food in every Chunks restaurant across the settled system.
You cannot do that.
And people are bound to come visit her place to see where it all started. It's a win all around.
So what's your favorite chunk?
Oh, you had to go and ask the hard questions, huh?
Yep.
How can I pick just one? There's chicken chunks, beef chunks, potato chunks, cheesesteak chunks, cheesecake chunks. You know what? I'm gonna cheat if you don't mind and just say I love them all equally.
I could guess. Running out of chunk special sauce sounds like a problem.
If I'm completely honest, it is. And people are always saying how this Chunks can't compare to the real deal. And I just know it's because we never had that mouth-watering sauce. I've been in contact with some of the other restaurants out there, and they'll give me some, but they say they can't afford to send it, and I don't have a ship, so what am I to do?
Is the sauce really that important?
You bet it is. You may not hear people talk about it, but trust me, it's the secret ingredient. It's like the glue that holds it all together. I mean, not literally. I'm not saying it's glue or that our food falls apart. It's delightful. Tangy, savory, it's a little sweet, but not too sweet. And I've noticed that once people find out we don't have it, sometimes they don't return. It's the reason business isn't as good as other Chunks.
Is there a reason Chunks doesn't just send you the sauce?
For real? Good question. They haven't said, but I think it has something to do with them prioritizing other Chunks over mine.
Why is that?
I guess it's made at a different facility than our other food, and they don't even want to pay the shipping cost to ship from another store to ours. Yeah, sometimes I get lucky and a cargo hauler passes through with a route that takes them near other Chunks and back again, but there's no guarantee.
If you just need someone to go get it, I could do that for you.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, I have
You do
nothing to
that.
do.
You're not pulling my leg?
No, man. Yeah, no problem. Just tell me where to go.
Oh, yeah, right. I actually just got a message back from another Chunks before you got here, and they got a case ready to go for me. Just tell them you're there to pick it up for me, and it should be good to go. Thanks.
Sure.
It's so
And
cold
what
here.
else can I do over here? Rigva?
I guess I should have expected that.
Let's
We
get
take
the chunks
vandalism
then.
seriously here.
Yeah.
You do not mess with.
Let's do one thing. Let's get the sauce directly. Paradiso.
Every world with living things is a treasure.
Hope you're staying safe out there.
Yeah, me too.
You'd think we'd be a prime target for pirates.
There's the chunks. And you didn't discover. Hey.
Hi, welcome to Chunks. What can I get?
I do not care what terminology they use.
Hello,
It
hello.
still
Welcome
smells
to
like
Chunks.
Chunks.
If this is your first time dining with us at this location, you'll find our cuisine and service is a step above what you're used to.
Okay.
Please, don't hesitate to ask if there's anything I can do to make your Chunks experience as enjoyable as possible.
So this is an upscale Chunks?
Yeah, I know. It seems ridiculous, especially since most of the food is the same old Chunks as anywhere else. But people here really seem to like it. Honestly, what else do you want me to say? This is my employer and they treat me well enough. So please, enjoy some gourmet Chunks.
Is working at the government Chunks any different from a regular Chunks?
I used to work at a Chunks in Neon before my transfer was approved, and while I much prefer working here, I can say that it's not a lot different. It looks a lot nicer, the food is supposedly higher quality, and we treat the customers with greater care, but that's really about it.
I'm here to pick up some special sauce for the Chunks in New Homestead.
Huh, I thought it was a joke at first, but yet here you are. Let me get that for you. But maybe next time you can ask him to make it last longer so I don't have to keep doing this so often.
Sure. Their Chunks are busier than yours, so let's get back to Luther.
I can understand wanting to honor or even celebrate history, but this may take it too far.
Enjoy your visit here.
Sure I will.
Careful. There are some dangerous areas around here that are not part of it.
Let me get to the chunk. Nope, it's over there.
I can't imagine.
Here's a
living
special
here.
sauce.
Welcome
These
back.
people sure are hardy.
Is that special sauce I smell? Ah, I thought so.
I got the chunk special sauce for you.
I knew I could count on you. Let's see it here. Man, you really saved my butt. Corporate's gonna see just how much this place is gonna turn around. Thanks again.
Welcome.
Ooh, I can't wait until it's time to eat. I'm gonna use our discount to get a bunch of different chunks and mix them all up. Try some new flavor profiles, as they say in the biz.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's speak with Rigba and then Manaya Adams. Sidonia, we are back again. So we'll have to be over here. I have some things, some backlogs maybe.
We have the jack to instantly.
Rigva,
Since you helped us out with the equipment and all, I was wondering if I could talk to you.
I did this one, right? Who are you and what do you do here?
We'll get to that. Will you listen to what I have to say first?
Sure. Hope you're okay. That cough doesn't sound good at all.
It's probably not, but I can't afford to go get it looked at.
And her eyes are not red. So she's not over here for long. Any idea what's causing it?
No idea. Some sort of lung rot. Maybe from all the Martian dust that kicks up in here. Or it could be something worse.
You should go see a doctor. I'm sure they can find a way to help.
I know. I wish it were that easy. Actually, maybe this is wrong. You're a total stranger. Forget I said anything.
You definitely need to see an actual doctor, or your condition will get worse. You could die.
Really? That bad? Well, it's clear you want to help. Maybe I can trust you. See, I'd like to go to Reliant Medical for treatment, but my father, Nathan, is an executive with the Reliant. I came to Sidonia to escape him. Nathan is not a good man. Not to me. And I did something terrible to him, so now he is searching far and wide for me. He has connections with doctors throughout the settled systems. I don't know which ones I can trust, and it won't end well for me if they snitch to him.
What happened with your father? Why is he trying to track you down?
It's worse than you think. I didn't just run away from him. I knocked him unconscious, then stole his ship while he was out cold. Trust me, it was warranted at the time. After I ditched it above Aquila, I bounced around the settled systems until I landed here. It's the last place I thought he'd find me. But all that changes if I pop up in the Reliant database. He'll know I'm in Sidonia, and he'll never stop looking for me. Last I heard, he no longer cares for my safety. He only wants revenge. I have little doubt he would throw me in jail for as long as possible. Or worse.
You could use some allies. But if you don't get help for your illness, wouldn't that be worse?
It's a risk I have to take. Yes, my condition is getting worse, but there's a chance it will clear up on its own. If my father finds me, well, I know my father and I fear for my safety. That is a definite.
What did your father do to you that made you take such drastic measures?
After my mother died in an accident, he changed. He became obsessed with my protection, but he never listened to what that was doing to me. It got worse and worse. First, it was no traveling in ships without one of his pilots. Then no parties, no drinking, no leaving the house. I obeyed. But he didn't trust me, so he started monitoring everything I did. It became so bad, he once locked me in my room for 2 days after an argument. Can you believe that? A prisoner in my own home. Every day there was yelling, lack of freedom, threats. I had to escape my prison. But even now, I am trapped.
I can pay your father a visit if you'd like.
Trevor tells me you're skilled in dealing with people. Maybe you could try to reason with my father, or maybe scare him into backing off. But you should know, he has powerful and dangerous friends, so you must be careful. If it works, I'll be free. If not, well, at least he still won't know where to find me. What do you think?
Anything else you can tell me about your father that might help?
He wasn't always the way he is. It wasn't until after my mother died that he changed. Grew angry, dangerous. He was no longer himself. You could try mentioning her by name. Belinda. He misses her greatly. Thinking about her tends to calm him down. It's worth a try.
I'll do. Just tell me where to find him.
It just so happens there's a conference he goes to on Neon around this time of year. He always stays at Hotel Volai.
Yeah.
He won't see visitors he doesn't know, but maybe he'll talk if you tell him you're there on my behalf. It's risky, but maybe he'll listen if he knows you mean him no harm. I've got it. Bring him a bottle of his favorite whiskey, Red Harvest Reserve. Say it's... say it's a peace offering from me. That whiskey is exceedingly rare. I'm sure it will pique his interest enough to hear what you have to say.
Are you sure there aren't any other options?
There may be, but getting him to listen to you is the key here. And what I've told you is the surest way I can think of. There was a time he had a falling out with his brother, and that whiskey did the trick to bring them back together. With that gift, he will know I am sincere.
If I do this for you, can you promise whatever happened with him won't happen again?
As much as possible, yes. I intend to patch things up with him and work with him on our mutual issues. I believe with therapy we could repair our relationship as damaged as it is. Or if you discover it is irreparable, at least you could put the fear of God in him, and that should deter him from taking further action.
Got it. I'll see what I can do to get you out of this mess.
Good luck. You can check with Jack at the Broken Spear for the whiskey. He may have some or know where to get it. And thank you so much for trying to help me.
Sure.
A reminder that particle detonations can occur beyond the city limits between the hours of 0600 and 1800 local time.
Let's obtain the Red Harvest.
Be careful down near the mine.
Hey, be careful around you.
I know you posted that drawing in my bar. Leave it. Brightens up the place. Just ask next time, will you?
Sure. I hear you're the man to see about Red Harvest Reserve whiskey.
I am, but you don't look like the type that could afford it. Last person that came through here asking about it was none other than Governor Hurst. Didn't even want to drink it. Said he was buying it to put it on display in his office or something. Seems like a waste, but whatever. He paid up.
It is important. I need to help save Rigva Ovadia's life. Okay, let me ask. Why? How expensive can this whiskey be?
You don't get it. This whiskey was aged in barrels buried in Martian soil, which leached into it, giving the whiskey its distinct red hue. They don't make this stuff anymore and never will. The exact process was lost. There's a finite amount of this stuff left in the universe. You're lucky I got any at all.
Is there any other way to get a hold of it somehow?
Not from me. And I know Hurst won't give his up willingly either. So, no. Unless you're fixing to steal from Hurst. And for the record, I wouldn't recommend something utterly stupid like that.
Let's first pursue it. It's important. I need it to help save Rigva Ovadia's life.
Now you got my attention. This ought to be good.
Please, think of Rivka.
I do have a soft spot for that girl.
What I'm asking for is completely reasonable.
You're starting to make a lot of sense.
Thank you.
Tell you what, I'll do this as a favor for Rivka. She's been through a lot. I'll only charge you what I paid for the whiskey years ago. Pay me that, and it's yours.
600. That's very generous. I'll buy it. Thank you.
I sure hope you're not pulling my leg about this whole thing, or else I just let all that money slip away. You better do justice for Rivka.
I'm sure we'll.
Unless you're a Deimos employee, I can't really help you.
Let's go directly. Hotel Volai.
Ah, Neon.
Volai.
The house that Aurora has built.
Right, babe.
We have plenty of space. Are you here to book a room?
I have a delivery. Red Harvest Reserve whiskey from Nathan Ovadia, from his daughter.
Oh, how nice. His daughter must be feeling very generous to be sending him something like that. Mr. Ovadia is in his room on the 3rd floor. I'll buzz him and let him know you're on your way.
Sure. Before I talk to him, should I do some persuasion
Well,
skills?
let's Red Harvest Reserve, huh? I assume this is from my daughter. Well, she knows how to get my attention. So what then? You're working with her? She thinks this will be enough to smooth things over between us?
Let's manipulate. She's hurt, you're hurt. Don't you want to try repairing your relationship with her?
As if a bottle of my favorite drink is enough to repay me for what she did. You should know, she assaulted me and stole a 5 million credit starship after years of raising her on my own. This is what I get from her.
Please, accept the red whiskey. Rivka said it would mean a lot to you.
My daughter knows me well. Maybe she is serious about this.
You would just turn me away after this grand gesture?
Fine. Finish what you have to say.
Rivka's sick. She refuses to seek treatment because she is afraid you finding her. She could die.
She would really put her own life at risk due to me. She puts me in a difficult position. She needs to face consequences. Yet, I do not wish her to die.
No father does. This isn't what Belinda would have wanted, is it?
Belinda? Oh, I miss her. No. You're right. She would be disgusted with who I've become. I've been dishonoring her memory with my actions. I suppose I've overreacted. She was young, and while foolish, she is still my daughter.
Yes, she is.
And Rivka is all I have left of my wife. I would do her a disservice to incriminate her daughter like that.
How will you make up for how you treated her these past several years?
She told you about that.
Yep.
I'm not proud of it. I've wrestled with it ever since my wife died. I have been a terrible father. It will be up to Rivka how she wants me to make amends, and I will do whatever it takes. If she wants money, she'll get it. If she wants me to go to therapy, I will. Whatever it takes. I promise.
She doesn't want money. She wants the therapy, maybe. I take it this means you'll forgive Rivka then?
Yes. Tell her I will drop the charges immediately and call off the bounty hunters. And I suppose I will seek her out to talk. I may just need a little time to figure out how to say what I need to say. Thank you.
You're welcome.
As they say, calling off the bounty hunters is usually the first step to a family reconciliation.
Yes, it is. So, we are done over here. Okay, let me get out. Now I believe I can. Yep, I should. Let's visit the lodge.
I have never quite been able to think of New Atlantis as home. though I suppose I should. I do not spend as much time here as some of the others, but I appreciate that I was still given my own room.
Sure, babe. I'll do something. I have to take something from here. Then I'll meet you guys. I hope I found what I'm looking for. I'm gonna wait for a day.
I would not mind if we returned to bed sometime soon.
I'm not gonna return to the bed soon. Okay. Kelton, we are going to talk to you. Let's talk to Kelton first, then we can move on to Rivka. Kelton.
Oh, I was hoping we might run into one another again.
What happened?
Your timing is most fortuitous. I'm on the verge of something, but I don't quite have all the information I need.
I'm always eager to help, Kelton.
You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Truly. Of course, now that I understand more about what's going on, it seems plain as day. And yet I never would have imagined it before. The tertiary trunks have also liquefied their interiors, but they're not vibrating. I thought perhaps it was some sort of defect, but it's much simpler. They're listening.
How do you know that's what's going on here?
I don't. Not for sure. It's all a theory, certainly, but it is completely supported by the data and observation, like all good science. It's the best we have to go on right now.
It's just a tree, Kelton.
That's a very reductive and borderline insulting way of looking at things. I believe this tree is sending vibrations out over massive distances and expecting to detect sympathetic vibrations in return. As of yet, there's been no response. I suspect that will not change, that a response is impossible, and that's very, very bad news.
Define bad news.
We're continuing to see an increase in the strength and frequency of the vibrations. I don't know how much more significant it'll become. If there's no response, the tree may vibrate itself and some nearby portion of the city to destruction. Now, as of yet, there has been no response, and clearly none of the nearby individuals are a correct match. While it can't be ruled out that the intended recipient of these messages was cut down during the city's expansion, there is one other possibility.
That is?
Over 100 years ago, the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective emerged from the Narian War. As a gesture of peace and goodwill, a near-literal olive branch, one of the trees from New Atlantis, was offered to the leaders of Aquila City.
That seems like a nice gesture.
Nice? Short-sighted and ill-advised, in my opinion. Of course, you can't just uproot a native species and plunk it down on some other planet in a totally different environment and expect it to grow. Clearly, no exobotanists were consulted ahead of time. The end result was wholly predictable. The tree died within a few short years.
So that's a dead end. Pardon the pun.
Clever, but no, not necessarily. The tree died, yes, but branches were kept. At least one still exists in the museum there in the city. If I had that branch, I could get DNA samples, and then using various data I've gathered, I could attempt to simulate a response. We could then broadcast that response and hopefully calm down our friend here. But as I say, I need that branch.
I'll be back with it as soon as I can.
I knew you would understand. The museum in Aquila City is under the supervision of one Miss Kassler, I'm told. I don't know anything about her, but hopefully she'll be willing to listen to reason and assist our cause. All right, off you go. We don't have any time to waste.
But I have to talk to Rivka first.
Industry and the military. The true backbone of the United Colonies, no matter how they attempt to shape their image.
Sure.
I know we're supposed to clean up vandalism.
Let's see if I can.
Welcome to Sidonia Security. I'm Commander Vincent Woodard, Chief of Planetary Security and former head of the Red Devils program here on Mars.
Sure.
I tend to deal with security at a high governmental level, whereas my associate Booth over there handles day-to-day security issues. So if you're looking to report a minor crime or misdemeanor, see him. But if there's something I can help you with, feel free to ask.
What can you tell me about this city?
It's small, it's dusty, it's old, but it's home. It may not be anything fancy, but I couldn't dream of living anywhere else.
You seem like a military guy. Did you serve?
Still do, technically. I'm a naval commander, but they've got me here pushing pencils ever since the Red Devils disbanded. I pull double duty, aiding in recruitment and serving as the Sidonia Security Chief, representing the UC. Maybe there's a chance for me to relive the glory days now that the Red Devil program has been reinstated.
What do you think about the term of management division?
Time will tell. They're using the Red Devil's HQ, and many of the same people are involved. I can see why some people are saying the Red Devils are back, but that's not the whole story. The new initiative's in its infancy, and while the goal is different than the old Red Devil program, I'm optimistic. I'm ready to see how this plays out. It's with some certain comfort that I know the best and brightest minds are tasked with finding and eliminating the Terramorph threat.
Red Devils. Was that? I know that. What's that?
Only the finest bunch of soldiers to ever grace the UC with their service. Of course, I may be biased as a Red Devil myself and head of the program. Well, former, I should say. Program's been defunct since the armistice that ended the colony wars. It put a stop to any and all Xeno warfare. I fought to keep them operational here, but the top brass concluded that without their unique alien bioweapon training, there was no need for a separate elite soldier program.
Governor Hurst has been involved in criminal activities.
That's a pretty serious accusation. I assume you have proof of these alleged illicit activities?
How would the legal system handle this situation with Hurst?
Well, he's a governor. If what you say is true and you have evidence against him, he'll be charged with felonies. I assume he'd step down ahead of this and turn himself in, but if not, he'd be arrested. Then there'll be a formal trial back in New Atlantis. If convicted, he'll likely serve jail time plus any applicable fines. I'm sure they'd have to find a new governor. It's pretty rare for something like this to happen. So this is all an educated guess.
Yes, I have a note he sent to known pirates which details his crime.
Let me take a look at that. Well, this doesn't look good for Hurst. I'll say that. You did the right thing by coming to me. I'll take it from here. The United Colonies thanks you for your vigilance.
Okay, now back to the girl.
If you see any trouble, let us know.
She went in. She went in here. We are into Rivka.
I hope I'm not bothering you.
Do you ever get songs stuck in your head? Sometimes
Come on.
I have to make up my own songs just to get rid of them.
new equipment is great.
Rivka. No? No? Where are you, girl? Here you are.
I received an urgent message from my father. He's dropped the charges.
How did he
It will
send?
still be difficult. There's a lot we need to speak about, but I think we may be able to mend our relationship, thanks to you.
Are you certain he'll keep his word?
Yes. It sounded sincere. I can tell. And if I'm being truthful, I secretly hoped he would come to his senses.
You'll let me know if he ever bothers you again, right?
I doubt it will come to that, but yes. I now know I have a friend I can count on when I'm in trouble.
That's good to hear. I'm glad it worked out.
Of course. We will be taking things slow. There is a lot of trust to rebuild. But he acknowledged and apologized for his past behavior. That is a good first step, and I'm willing to let him back into my life, bit by bit, as long as he proves his words and commits to change. Without your intervention, this would not have been possible. And I can finally treat this. Thank you. I cannot repay you enough.
It's gonna be stealing. Anyway, we don't have much time, so I better Leah. Let's go over Aquila. Okay, we are back in Aquila City, and we are gonna go get the thing.
You ever hear that one about... I know Aquila City rather well. Perhaps better than I would like.
Maybe we are gonna do this and then call it a day.
Welcome to the Co-Heritage Museum. I offer a brief tour, and I'm happy to discuss the city's history as well.
Let me take Hippolyta.
Hi. Please feel free to have a look around. It's the reason I started this place.
I'd like to talk to you about a tree branch.
That is not something I expected to hear today. I assume you're somehow associated with the United Colonies? I've received some odd messages of late.
What sort of messages have you received?
Several that bordered on being incomprehensible. Honestly, I thought it was some kind of strange prank until now. A bunch of gibberish about dire consequences and frequency modulation and genetic reconstruction. It all came across as rather unhinged. Well, I'm afraid you've wasted your time because I'm not authorized nor particularly inclined to release any of our pieces. That includes 100-year-old tree branches. Sorry, but it's staying in storage. Everything you see here is a piece of Aquila City's history.
Persuade. I really need that tree branch.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm afraid it's out of the question.
How about a few credits? That change anything?
I think we can work something out.
Yeah, credit.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Please return it in one piece.
Sure. We are gonna go directly.
Security here is so visible. I suppose it makes people more comfortable. Most people, anyway.
No, I am unable to talk to her. Anyway, let me get this door.
Aquila City has what we need.
Yep.
Have you paid a visit to Miss Kessler in Aquila City?
Yes, I did. She wants it back when you're done with it.
Yes, yes, of course. I'll see that it is returned to her in one piece. Well, perhaps minus a few shavings. Now, I just need a moment to analyze this and synthesize an audio response to our friend here. Right, so we'll feed in a sample. Now the program will incorporate the genetic and chemical makeup of the sample, extrapolating the size and structure of the original tree. This was put together rather hastily, so complete accuracy is impossible, but I'm hoping it's enough. And there it is. Our best hope for a positive solution to this mess.
Okay.
So, we now have a simulated response to our tree. All that's left is to play it.
How do we play this?
An excellent question. I have been wondering myself. I've been forced to listen to this SSNN kiosk chatter incessantly this entire time. I think it could be put to better use. We don't have time to go through the proper channels, but if you can find a terminal and get this uploaded into their system, it might do the trick.
And if this doesn't work?
Then I fear all this hard work will be for naught. I would hate to see this tree come down, but we may be out of options.
Exposure to the frequency in this simulation could be potentially harmful. Are you sure we should do this?
You're right. There's a chance that there could be some minor adverse side effects, but none would be life-threatening. We won't play the broadcast loud or long enough to cause any major or permanent damage to humans or other organic life. And aside from that, if we don't calm this tree down soon, well, I fear that the vibrations it's emitting will eventually reach such strength it could severely damage our internal organs.
I'll take care of it.
I have no doubt that you will.
So I will do all those things, but look at the time. So that's it for this episode. If you're not a sub, please consider subscribing. Come on. I was talking over here, but you don't seem to like it. So that's it for this episode. If you are not a sub, please consider subscribing because that is my field. And while you subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. If you liked the video, don't forget to press the thumbs up button. But if you did not, you can press the thumbs down button, which I'll highly urge you not to do. I hope to see you guys in the next episode because I believe we are almost at the verge of the jump. I might do the jump in the next episode. Yeah, we'll see. I certainly want to do the jump in the next episode. So I really hope to see you guys there. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye-bye. MUFS signing off.